Hi guys, how are you? We're going to start in about 6 minutes. Thank you guys for joining. I'm going to give everyone about 5 minutes. I have my Stella Rosa. I hope you guys have your wine too. Or at least some food. Hi, Kimberly. We're going to start in about 5 minutes, guys, and I'm going to introduce myself. Would you guys like to see me standing or sitting down? Let me know if I'm moving around too much. Thanks, Kimberly. Thank you guys for joining. We're going to have about 3 more minutes and then I'm going to go ahead and get started. Happy Tuesday too, guys. Today is a great day. The weather is unpredictable, but at least it was warm today. So I'm happy about that. If you guys have any questions too, you guys can hit the bottom left. And you guys, I will go ahead and ping your question actually. So just wait for some more people to join. Hello, guys. Thank you. I allowed somebody to put my hair in a bun today, and it's for you guys. It's gonna come down after this segment is over. Hello. Oh, my godmother's on here. Hi, godmommy. How are you? We're going to start in about 1 minute, guys. right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get started. Welcome to DC Now Small Business Takeover. My name is Cierra Lewis, and today we are going to be discussing how to become a foodie influencer. I want to thank you guys first for coming out tonight and actually coming out virtually. Happy Tuesday. And I also want to thank DC Now Events for allowing me to have this great opportunity to be able to talk about food blogging and also share with you guys why food makes me happy. So I'm going to go ahead and get right into it. So I started food blogging when I was in graduate school. First things first, what I did, I started to take pictures of food. One of my favorite restaurants, and let me know if I'm talking a little bit too fast. But one of my favorite restaurants in Philly was called Green Eggs Cafe. I started taking pictures of food there, and I believe I had some chicken and waffles. I started to take pictures of the food, and I realized that angles was probably the best thing for me to do. So I started to take pictures of the angles, and one restaurant manager came over to me and was like, I really like how you take pictures. So what happened was they invited me out to actually start blogging for their restaurant. So what I thought was maybe a hobby, it actually became more of a business. So once I graduated from graduate school, I had moved back to Washington, D.C., and I joined the DMV Foodies. With that being said, what became a hobby became more of a business. I started to connect with other food bloggers, and they showed me how to really take pictures of food, whether it was buying a camera lighting, whether it was going to different media events. I started to realize that this was actually more of a business than it is a hobby. So first things first, when it comes down to content building, you want to make sure that your target audience is for whatever I'm going to say whatever it is that you like to do. So for me, I love food, but I love especially brunch food. So what I started to do was I started to target different restaurants in the DMV area, brunch restaurants, and I started to take pictures of their food, but I also started to reach out to managers, restaurant managers, telling them of who I am, and also taking their pictures, but letting them know that I wanted to connect with their restaurant. So it went from me taking pictures of food to actually getting invited back to actually join their restaurant and actually come and take pictures. So if you guys are just joining, hi, I'm Cierra. Today's topic is how to become a foodie influencer, right? So I am taking over DC Now Events Small Business Takeover. And I wanted to reintroduce myself because I see a lot of people are just now joining. So that's fine. I'm going to give, oh, you guys are waving. Thank you. So one of the topics that I want to talk about is relationship building. I started to create a great relationship building with other food bloggers of the DMV area. I actually, let me tell you guys how I originally started. When I came here in the DMV, I went to, her name is Chrissy. If you guys know Christina, her name is Eating with Chrissy. Now her name is Life by Chrissy Clark. I started to actually attend one of her brunches. And there was a panel discussion where I kind of just spoke my mind about how I wanted to do food blogging, and I was actually new to the area and how much I love food. And she actually gave me a chance to actually do a brunch with her at this place called La Vie at the Wharf. So we did a Galentine's brunch together, and I was like, you want me to do a brunch with you? And I didn't have that many followers at the time. I may have only had like 300 followers. So when I had about 300 followers, I was like, you can only imagine, I was surrounded by other food bloggers who may have had like 2,000, 3,000, maybe 10,000 followers. So I'm like, you want me to do a brunch with you? So I was like, okay. So I had no idea how this was going to work, but I decided to go ahead and take a risk, and we decided to do a brunch for Galentine's Day, and it actually went sold out. So from there, it helped me build my confidence to actually having more brunches for the DMV community. So I think relationship building for whatever content or whatever, I'm going to say subject area that you guys want to do, make sure that you have also people that align with your purpose. So once I joined the DMV Foodies, I had like relationships with other DMV Foodies that they allowed me to actually be myself, and actually they understood that I love food just as much as they did. So what we started to do was we started to pull out our camera phones. We would take different angles of food, And they helped me realize that, okay, food blogging, I can actually, make this a serious thing. So Dee is actually on here now. Thank you for joining. Crystal is on here. Thank you guys. So what we really do is we take pictures of food, but we also do it because we enjoy food. I want to make sure that I let you guys know that I do this because food makes me happy. So let me make sure that the advice that I'm giving you guys is whatever that makes you happy, make sure that you align yourself with people who also are, connecting with you guys as well. So, yes. My target audience. So my target audience started out as brunch bloggers, like different brunch bloggers that will follow me. And of course, my audience would be different brunch restaurants. However, I started to get other restaurants that weren't even about brunch food who started to follow me and wanted me to go to their, brunch places or whatever. Or restaurants. So what happened was, this thing keeps going up. Make sure you guys can you guys see me? Make sure you guys, okay. Sorry about that. Let me know if I'm talking too fast too. But I had to really make sure that my target audience, hold on. I can't see if you guys are seeing me. Okay, you guys can see me. Okay. So with my target audience being brunch food, being about brunch food, I realized that people really just liked the way I was taking angles of food. So different restaurant managers started to reach out to me about taking pictures of food. So I want to be clear about how you get close up with the camera. So I use what you call portrait mode, and I actually zoom in on the actual foodie shot. And that's actually what helps me, gain great likes or whatever, or great following. So it's not so much about the picture, but about how close sometimes you can get in on the picture, or maybe the video. Sometimes you can use filters, but I want to make sure that I let you guys know that I started out as a brunch blogger, and now I feel like I'm a foodie influencer where I am just taking pictures of different foods because I have great angles. So let me say that it's all about sometimes the angles, and my foodies will tell you, we take great pictures, we have the great camera lighting, and you never know exactly how that may go, because as I started out as a food blogger for brunch, my target audience is now all different types of food. So let me make that clear. I also want to make sure that I talk to you guys about getting connected with your DMV foodie community. I started to actually get involved with my foodie community because I wanted to make sure that I can go ahead and make a difference in my community. So whether it was brunching for the culture, I know we have been in a pandemic for about 2 years, so there was a lot of businesses that were kind of losing business. So I wanted to make sure that I hosted brunches that kind of geared towards people being able to save their money, but also gain more following by purchasing, foods from different places, whether it was takeout, whether it was, having brunches where people can actually still connect even during a pandemic. So, yeah. It says, I booked brunch on Sunday based off your page. Thank you, guys. And that's another thing. So I always tell people to go to my brunch page because I have all different varieties of different foods that I want you guys to check out. Dee said, your passion for brunching turned influencer. Yes, absolutely. When I tell you guys I started out with only 300 followers, this was maybe 2 years ago. I was in graduate school. I had no idea what I was doing. No idea. But what happened was I just literally had the passion for taking pictures of food, and I decided to reach out to restaurant owners and managers. Once I hit, and then let me say this, once you hit that post button, I don't care what it is, whatever it is that you like to do, once you hit that post button and people start following you, once they see that you actually have a passion for what you're doing, everything else aligns. So now I have about maybe 4,356 followers, right? I didn't ask for this. There was no secret weapon or anything. I literally I'm myself. I like being myself. I also don't cook, guys. Let me make that very clear. I am a food blogger because I do not cook. I enjoy going to different restaurants because I don't cook, right? So I enjoy getting invited out and taking pictures and all of that. It says, do you ever get restaurants reaching out to you to be a food critic reviewer? Absolutely, yes. So you guys will be seeing this upcoming week. I just did a Roman Rooster promotion. So I just tried their honey butter fried chicken sandwiches, their spicy sandwiches. Crystal actually went with me. Her name is the Skinny Food Whore. So we actually collaborated and tried their different sandwiches. So yeah, you guys will be able to see a critic of that. Let me see. Thank you. Passion does bring alignment. Absolutely. Also, yeah, so let me be clear again. I'm going to say this one more time. I do not cook, guys. Like, I do not cook at all. It's sad. Like, Monday through Friday, it may be takeout. But this is why I say I started, food blogging, because I know I do not cook. So I had to actually see how I can make this a business, right? All of my friends tell me to cook, and then for some reason, when I feel like I'm about to cook, I get an email to come and try a different restaurant. So I'm going to just let you guys know, the more I'm following and the more my brunch page becomes more successful, I probably won't have to cook for the rest of my life. So this is where I'm trying to get you guys to understand. When you do something that makes you happy and other people see it, you can turn your foodie hobby or whatever hobby you have, you can make this your source of income. Okay? Let me be clear. You can make this your source of income. Do what makes you happy in your alignment. Those people that you are supposed to get connected to, relationship building will follow. Absolutely, 100%. It says, I love this. Hi. What is the best way to build authentic relationships with other food bloggers? So for me, I can say I used to be very shy. So when I used to go to different media events with other food bloggers, sometimes it will be hard for me to kind of speak up or, introduce myself. So I happen to have a great connection with my food bloggers that I am also friends with. I call them my foodie sisters. So as you guys will know, I have Dee, who's Bon Appetit. I have Crystal, who's actually the Skinny Food Whore. When we go out, we are literally ourselves. Like, we turn our food blogging into actual relationship building. So like, we can sit down and we can take pictures of food, whether it's different angles. And then once that camera turns off, we talk about how we can really, like, what goals we want to acquire within the next week. So whether it's the upcoming months, how do you see your authentic self growing? So we have those real, tough conversations, because sometimes I feel like, if I have too many followers, I'm not connecting as much with my target audience. So sometimes I don't see everyone's page, and then I don't feel like I'm really connecting with my target audience. So I will say definitely ask one of your foodies out. Like, whether it's a Monday or a Sunday or a Saturday, ask one of them out to go to a restaurant. You guys can take different angles of foods, but actually once that camera turns off, ask them what their passions are, or whether or not, you never know what someone may be going through. We can actually sit down and have real conversations, even during a pandemic. And sometimes we don't always talk about food. Like, sometimes we'll take pictures, but we'll talk about, how are you feeling? Like, mental health check-ins. I think it's very important to also, when you have relationships with other foodies, you also make it clear too. You don't have to show up as somebody else, but you show up as yourself. You show up as yourself, whether or not you're having a good day, or whether you're having a bad day. You have your wine, you have your food, and you're like, okay, I had a bad day, or my job was stressing me out. I'm here with you guys, I'm having fun, but I need some help. I need some help on how to navigate X, Y, and Z, whatever. So I want to make sure that I make that clear of building relationships, especially, I would say with my foodie sisters, us being African American, we need that. We need that. Like, Black women, we need that. We don't always feel okay. We don't always make the best decisions. And sometimes, we are fighting against the odds. So that networking and that relationship building helps bring us closer to do what we love. So yes, absolutely. And are there any more questions? I just want to make sure that I'm answering everyone. And if you guys are just joining also, because I see some other people are just joining, my name is Cierra Lewis, and I am taking over DC Now Events Small Business Takeover. And I'm going to be discussing how to become a foodie influencer. But I also want to tell you guys too, my why is also because, like I said, I love fried chicken. That came from my grandmother, okay? My grandmother was like the cook of my family. So what happened was my why became more so of me loving fried chicken, soul food, and, you know, also, again, my grandmother was a cook, okay? I didn't cook. So I grew up eating the best of the best foods from other people, and I decided to actually make that more of what makes me happy. So sometimes you have to actually go back to that deep root of why you want to do something, or where did this kind of stem from. I've always been a foodie. Like my friends will tell you, my best friend will tell you. Sometimes my friends don't even hang out with me because they know I always want to go to different restaurants, okay? I'm ordering appetizers, I'm ordering the meals, I'm ordering the desserts, I'm ordering the champagne, everything. I bill like $175 per person. Absolutely. And I think there was another question. I just want to make sure. Okay, so the best way to build relationships with restaurants. Okay, so I will tell you, my first partnership, I want to say, well, yeah, I think I spoke about Green Eggs Cafe, but I can speak about the DMV as well. So I went to this place called Headquarter. And if you guys know, Headquarter is a Black-owned restaurant. It's actually catered through Thompson Hospitality, I believe. So I had reached out and I actually DM'd this person. I DM'd the restaurant and I was like, you know, I want to come. Hi, my name is Cierra Lewis. I'm a food blogger. I'm actually a brunch blogger. I would love to showcase your brunch restaurant. The person reached out to me and said, you know what, you can come in, you can bring a person, and we would love for you to take pictures of our food. We love your page. We love what you do. And you guys can come out and we'll go ahead and comp your meal. So right now, I'm not making, I want to let you guys know, sometimes I'm not always making money from my food blogging. So it could always be, if somebody invites me out to a restaurant and I'm taking pictures of your food and you're giving me free food, sometimes I'm okay with that because, like I said, I don't cook. But what happened was I had went to Headquarter, I spoke with the manager, I think I did their brunch and I also did their dinner. So what happened was I had took pictures of their food, definitely got their business cards because you want to make sure that you get their business cards because just in case they call you out again, you guys will already have their information. So what happened was the second time when we went into a pandemic, a lot of restaurants lost money. So they did a takeout. It was a takeout portion that they did during the pandemic where they allowed me to come in and I still ordered like the entire brunch menu, but they allowed for me to take pictures of their food in the containers where I can let other restaurants or other foodies know that you can also still do takeout during the pandemic. So I would say the best way to build relationships with different restaurants is don't be afraid to reach out. Like, don't be afraid to DM them. Don't be afraid when you do go to a restaurant to ask to speak for a manager. Tell them who you are. Because if you are a food blogger and you don't raise your hand or you don't say, hi, you know, I'm Cierra, I'm a food blogger, or I'm, you know, this person, they don't know. They just think you are, you know, just a person that's just dining in. Tell them who you are. Be clear about what your food page and who your target audience is and that you like their restaurant. But also, I promote restaurants that have great food too. Now, I will say this. I do enjoy food blogging, but I enjoy the taste, the quality of the taste better. So any time you see me post a restaurant, the food has to be bomb, okay? So let me make that very clear. Nothing on my page that I post is nasty. I make sure that I promote all good restaurants that has some good soul, brunch, all of that. Make sure that the food is good. Absolutely. So I would say the best way to build relationships is to definitely do not be afraid to speak up. Don't be afraid to send an email. And sometimes if you know, I am not invited to a media event, don't be afraid to reach out to the person that is invited to a media event. Like I will tell you, Dee invited me to this place called Carmine's NYC. She was invited to a media event where you can go and like try their different Italian food for the DC area. She invited me and I actually got to see other foodies and what an actual media presentation looks like what that looks like for when it's time to go to a media presentation. So also don't be afraid to like network and send different emails or attach, you know, the emails or send the emails, pay it forward to somebody else who may need help. Is there anybody else? How do you budget for exploring new restaurants? Okay, so let me say this. I ask questions first. So if I reach out to a brand new restaurant and say, hi, my name is Cierra Lewis. I would like to promote your restaurant. And they say, okay, well, I'll make your reservation. But they didn't say, oh, I'm going to comp your meal. That's fine. My job is to still go there and take great pictures, because just in case they may ask me to come back and actually eat there for free. So I would say I budget mainly, I try to go visit 3 restaurants a month, right? So because we are all in a savings where we're trying to, buy Christmas gifts and stuff like that. I will select the top 3 restaurants that I've been dying to go to, and I'll try to go there maybe 3 times out the month. So don't think I'm just going to restaurants every day. I don't want you guys to get that in your head. But if you guys actually want to start food blogging, then you guys can start taking pictures of food, connecting with the restaurant managers, and let them know that, hey, I would like to actually network with you guys and promote, your food. So I hope I answered that well. I don't want you guys to think I'm foodie rich, because I am not, okay? But the reason why, my why of me taking pictures and using my angles and using portrait mode is because I am trying to get other restaurants to know that you guys need me to take your photos, okay? You need me to take your photos, and that we also need free food. Absolutely. Are there any more questions? Do I have a favorite partnership? Yes. So my favorite partnership would actually be Pinstripes. Can you guys, I'm not sure if everyone can see me. Wow, these are a lot of questions. Okay, I'm going to try to answer as many. So my favorite partnership would be Pinstripes. And I would say Pinstripes because they are mainly known to be a bowling alley. And now they are trying to branch over into the brunch industry and actually have things like shrimp and grits, chicken and waffles, bottomless mimosas. Everyone loves bottomless mimosas. So definitely it will be Pinstripes. How long did you wait before you reached out to the restaurants? Did you wait until you had a substantial following? Absolutely, I did. Like I said, I was very nervous in the beginning to even start food blogging. I believe it was my foodie friends who actually encouraged me to continue to food blog, and then they started to invite me to different media events. So once I started to see that this was a real thing and I started to become more serious about food blogging, everything else aligned. So I started to get invited to other media events, whether it was different restaurant openings or maybe somebody just wanted us to showcase their food. I started to blog about their food. And the more I did that, my following kind of increased. So I would say maybe about 500, 600 followers, I started to really gain more confidence in myself about reaching out. Do you have any tips for someone that's looking to host a successful brunch event? Yes, absolutely. So my tips will be to make sure that you find the perfect location. Right now, we are still in the pandemic, so you want to make sure that the event space that you choose is also abiding by the COVID rules. You also want to make sure that the food is good, and you want to make sure that the restaurant that you choose has the best staff for their restaurant so that you can promote a brunch that's going to cater to your needs also, but also the people that are going to, your event. You want to make sure that everyone is going to be served. You want to make sure that you pick the right amount of people, and you want to make sure that everyone is going to be able to eat and enjoy themselves. Ultimately, you want to make sure that the food is going to be good. This says, what happens when you don't like the food? Do you post that review as well? So I will say, so I'm not a big oyster fan. I tried oysters from a restaurant. It was called Blackwall Hitch, and I posted it because obviously my pictures came out good. Sometimes I do post some pictures where, okay, the quality of the camera, you know, made my picture turn out good. But I will post in my, also in my comment section, I will say, I tried this for the first time. And obviously based on the video, I didn't like it. If you guys go to my page, you will see like an old video of Christina and I trying. She got me to try oysters, and then my face was like, like, no, I don't like it. So certain foods that I don't like, I will still post if the food looks good, but I'm gonna let you guys know and be honest if the food is nasty. I'm not big on oysters, so count me out of oysters. How do you manage those places, restaurants, where the food doesn't meet your standards? Ooh. So if the food does not meet my standards, let me just say this. I definitely will talk to the restaurant manager politely, and I will say, you know, I didn't really like the taste of this. Is there a way that you guys can make me something different, or is there a way that I can order something different? If that restaurant manager says no, or based upon, you know, how many people we have in the restaurant, that's fine. But 9 times out of 10, once I tell them who I am and why I'm here in reference to, you know, catering to their restaurant with pictures and, you know, promoting them on my brunch page or my food blogging, just food blogging in general, normally they cater to making something different of something that I may like, you know, and I'm not going to say that's going to happen for everybody, but I will say if you don't like your food, be honest about it. You know, they can either tell you a yes or they can give you a no. If they don't want to remake your food, or if they don't want, you know, if they want to, you know, let you order something else. Do you post that review as well? Yes. I'm trying to make sure I answer everyone's questions. Do you go to restaurants more than one time? Absolutely, yes. My favorite restaurants, I'm going to say, yeah, that's what they ask. I'm going to say my favorite restaurants are Mike's in Springfield. Definitely love their grilled pork chops, red basil mashed potatoes, corn salsa. I love Mike's Great American Restaurants. Absolutely. I will go there every day if you allow me to. I love Pinstripes. What else? Why do I feel like there are so many places that I could be talking about right now? Give me some time. It says, do you go to the restaurants more than one time, once to taste and next to actually take pictures and get the info for the review? So if I go to the restaurant for the first time, I'm still going to take pictures and I'm still going to post. I'll get more information, whether it's tagging the restaurant or meeting the restaurant manager and asking them, you know, hey, you know, letting them know who I am, make sure that I'm clear about what my target audience is on my food page, and that I would like to promote, you know, your restaurant. So I always want to make sure that they're going to know that I'm going to review their page. And 9 times out of 10, they always repost my foodie pictures, and they'll tag, you know, at BrunchWithCee. And sometimes it may be stuff from like last year that I totally forgot about. So yeah. I always enjoy your positive messages that you post with your food. Thank you, Kimberly. Okay. Yes, Mike's and Jack. No, I've never been to Jackson's. Okay. I'm going to try that out. Yes, but Great American Restaurants, they have these Aussie rolls. They have this brown butter. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, it's really good. Their food is really good. Is someone on live on here by accident? I just want to make sure that, let me see. I hit accept. I just want to make sure. Let me see. Let me see. Okay, so as we are ending this virtual presentation, I want to make sure that I leave you guys with some gems. Obviously, do what makes you happy, and everything will align after. I want to make sure that you guys are understanding that food is my passion. So whatever it is that you guys are passionate about, whether it's food, whether it's photography, whether it's rap, anything, make sure that you stick with it. Like, people who really want to see you win will follow you. And the success stories that you guys are waiting for will happen once you really start doing what makes you happy. You know, relationship building, I can't thank my food bloggers enough. Like, my foodie friends really keep me afloat. They really inspire me to do literally what makes me happy. I will say my family started it first with my grandmother cooking. Like, she can throw down, y'all. So definitely food is always going to be like it's always going to be very special for me, you know. So I like what I'm doing. I feel like now that I'm being serious about it, I am receiving more opportunities because I am actually doing what makes me happy. Like, my passion is to make sure that I travel and brunch around the world, and I'm serious about that, you know. So once you start becoming serious, other people will start seeing that, and literally God will take you in different directions that you probably won't even imagine. So that's my spiel for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this segment. If you guys have any more questions, or if you guys even want to follow my brunch page, it's at BrunchWithCee, you know. So let me make sure you guys, I've answered everyone's questions. All right, guys, so let me make sure I go over this again. So content building is good. Don't be afraid to take those pictures. Don't be afraid to get those angles. Content building, you can start with 5 followers. I don't care. Once you see where you are now, but also once you do what you love, later on down the road, all of those followers, all of those partnerships, everything will come together in alignment. Like, do what makes you happy, okay? Create relationships. Don't be afraid to step outside of the box and get to know people who are also doing some of the same things as you. Don't be afraid to ask questions. It does not matter how many followers you have, but it's about what you guys can do together and network. Get involved with your community. The DMV community is so big on really relationship building. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to relate to other people. Don't be afraid to attend other people's events where you guys can also network later on down the line. Like, I started off going to my friend Christina's event. I started going to her event. I answered a couple of questions for her panel discussion, and we ended up doing a brunch together. I'm telling you guys, I only had 300 followers. So it's all about being your authentic self and really doing what makes you happy, being purposeful, and your goals will align. Absolutely. So that's it for today, guys. I hope I did good. I hope you guys really enjoyed this segment. And definitely get involved with your DMV community. Absolutely. And I'm Cierra Lewis again. I am talking to you guys. Well, I have talked to you guys about how to become a foodie influencer. And I hope that I answered your questions. If you guys still want to DM me, that's fine. I'll still be on here, not on live, but I'll still be on social media. So definitely don't be afraid to DM me. All right, guys. Thank you. That's a wrap. I think you guys have to log off so I can save this.